Hey ladies, welcome to our channel. If you are returning, thank you so much. We truly appreciate you. And if you're new here, we appreciate you too. I am Esther, and typically I'm filming with my best friend Amanda, but she is not here today because I am sharing with you some crafts that I made for my mom. So actually a long time ago, my mom gave me some like wheat kind of greenery that she wanted to use and really loved but didn't know what to do with. And it's taken me such a long time, but finally I got around to creating her a little collection of items that she could display anywhere in her home and really decorate for fall all the way from late August until it's time to decorate for Christmas. I wanted these to be items that were beautiful, classic, more traditional. So I'm using several neutral colors, a little bit more muted and natural tones in these crafts, but I put them all together and I wanted to share them with you. So let's jump right in. So this is the greenery that my mom had given me, and I just wanted to show you. So everything I'm doing here is kind of based around this. So the first thing I did was I made this wreath, and the reason why there's no footage of it is because I was watching a movie when I did the wrapping. So I just took a Dollar Tree metal wreath form, wrapped some burlap ribbon around it, put one or two pieces of each color wheat in the side, and then wrapped some more ribbon in the middle. Then I took a piece of scrap wood that I had in my garage and used this aged barrel wood stain, and I painted that on. I did realize that it was more gray than what I wanted, so I ended up taking some acrylic paint in brown, watering it down, and trying that, which also wasn't quite the color I wanted. So I ended up actually kind of mixing them together to make the color that I wanted, which was just a neutral brown with a little bit of a gray tint. Then I found this pack of 3 metal pieces at the Dollar Tree. I'm sure you guys have seen these. And I just put the harvest one on and hot glued this wood piece to the back of the wreath. And then I took several pieces of greenery and another kind of little wheat looking, or I forget what those are called, cattails I guess, and some other greenery, and I just kept adding and adding until it looked the way I wanted. I did end up adding quite a bit as well as a few leaves, and then that is how it turned out. Then using this ribbon that I got at the Target Dollar Spot, I created a bow to go along with my wreath. And I just tied it using some twine and secured it with some hot glue. Then I took a little pumpkin that I had left over from some other projects just to really complete the look. And then I took some of that same ribbon to make a little hanger for the top. Just hot glued it in a circle, and you'll kind of see how I just loop it through and pull it so that I would have a way for her to hang it up. And that's how it turned out. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So natural and really festive without being over the top or too trendy, so she can use it every single year. For the next craft, I took a mason jar, and for some reason the footage of the beginning of this got lost, but I just took some yarn that I had bought on clearance and wrapped it all the way around from the very base all the way up to the top, securing it with hot glue every couple of rows, and that's what it looks like. And then I took some white chalk paint and mixed it with a little bit of brown until I got kind of a neutral color. And then I painted the little, not the whole lid, but just that little jar neck there, that color, so that it wasn't silver. So it kind of went along with that color and put it on top. And then all I did was added a bow to it in that same striped ribbon that I used on the wreath. I really wanted everything to coordinate, so I felt like this looked cute. I did end up cutting it in half vertically to get a smaller bow and just burning the ends so that it wouldn't fray. And then I just glued it on there. And then I just added some of that same greenery that I used in the wreath so that it was all very cohesive and would go together nicely. I love how it turned out, and she can easily switch out the greenery for other seasons if she wants to. For the next craft, I took another piece of scrap wood that I had in my garage, a page out of the calendar from the Dollar Tree, some water and paint, and some popsicle sticks. The first thing I did was glued that middle section of the calendar page to the wood and cut off the excess. I really pushed it down nice and tight so that it wouldn't bubble or anything. And then I took some of the paint, mixed it with water to make a stain, and stained everything except for the two little edges that are showing on either side of the paper. You'll see why in a minute. But I stained the rest of the sign. I really love that dark kind of wood color. And then I actually took some and just sort of dry brushed over the top to give it a more aged look, and again just to go with the rest of the decor. And I really love how it turned out. I actually wasn't going to do that at first, but I like it. Then I stained with that same stain 2 popsicle sticks and just glued them to either end of the sign to give it a finished look and kind of almost a frame. And then I just cut off the excess. I thought I'd be able to do it with my rotary cutter. I was able to score it with that, but then I ended up having to go in with the scissors and cut it because I just couldn't quite get through it, and I didn't want anything to happen to the wood. I wanted it to turn out nicely. And then I just touched up the stain on the very edge of those popsicle sticks. Then I took 2 or 4, I guess, of the little game pieces from the Dollar Tree, glued them together, stained them the same color, and just made a little stand for the back so that it would stand up. And then I ended up taking them off to add the twine and then putting them back on, but I just added some colored twine, and sorry, it's kind of out of the frame there, just a few times around with the orange twine. And then I took a little wooden leaf that I got from the dollar spot at Target and painted it red to give it a little pop of color, and hot glued it on there. And I love that color. I love how it goes with the words. It just turned out so cute, and again, just so classy and simple. For the next craft, I took this metal tray that I got on clearance at the dollar spot for like 75 cents at the end of the season, and I painted it with white chalk paint. I took a piece of scrapbook paper, kind of a Thanksgiving themed piece, trimmed it down, just clipped the very corners so that it was would fit in the rounded tray, and hot glued it to the tray, and then went over the entire thing with Mod Podge after I had pushed it down really, really well with a kind of a sharp edge just to make sure that I didn't get any bubbles. And then I did paint over the back as well because I knew that the chalk paint probably wouldn't stick really well to the metal. Then I took 12 wooden beads, 6 for each side, and some twine, and just created a nice little handle with a tight knot just to kind of keep it firm. And then I used that same paint and water to create a stain very similar to the other one, and painted the beads with it for the handle. Then I attached them with hot glue after clipping off the little ends, and then I had handles. I will show you the finished product here, but I wanted to create some things to go on the tray. So before I show you what it really looks like with everything on it, I'm going to create the other items first. So the first thing that I'm going to make is a really cute little sign, kind of. So I know that everybody says that these are impossible to get off, and it did take quite a bit of power and a lot of sanding to get that little heart off, but I really wanted to use the front side with the twine glued on it. So then I took these things that I found in the Target dollar spot, tore off a piece of the paper that I wanted to use. I love this pattern, and glued it to the bottom of that little house there. Cut off the excess, and then took a pumpkin and a little wooden word and just glued them to the front. An orange pumpkin and a white word that said thankful. And this was the quickest, easiest thing that I made, but honestly, I think it's my favorite. It turned out so cute, and it looked really awesome on that little tray. That's it. Look how simple that is. I want to make a whole collection of them. So that's the tray. So I just put some pumpkins, a couple little candle holders that I found at Dollar Tree. In one of the jars, I put some more of the same greenery again so that it would all go together, and I love how it turned out. For the next craft, I took this little thankful wooden thing from the Dollar Tree. Added some white paint and some brown paint, again mixed them together, and it did come with a tea light in it, so I just kind of carefully took that out. I'm going to reattach it once I've painted it, and then I just coated the entire thing inside and out with some of that paint. It did take a little while, but I wanted it to be a nice neutral color. And again, I took one of those same wooden leaves from Target and painted it that same red color and then attached it to the end. I wanted this to be closed, so I took some popsicle sticks, painted them the same color as the rest, and fit them nicely into the bottom and sides of the little thankful sign. And then I took some floral foam, just coated the top with some of that same color so that it would blend in since it was kind of see-through, and then glued the tea light back in and added a bunch more of the same greenery that I used throughout all of the items. Oh, I also added some moss in the bottom as well. And that's what it looks like all lit up. I absolutely love it, and what a simple project. I know they have some other words too, but I thought this was perfect for Thanksgiving. Next, I made a little leaf tray. Now, I actually painted it white and then the darker color and then the third color until I finally got what I wanted. The white was too white, the caramel was too dark, and this was kind of a nice in-between color. So I coated the entire leaf front and back in this nice kind of creamy color. And then I painted two of those little plastic bowls that same color as well. And then I stuck them together using some E6000 as well as hot glue, and then attached the entire thing to the bottom of the leaf. I also took some twine and wrapped it around the middle just to hide that glue and to give it a little bit more detail. Just wrapped it around several times. It just really looked classy and made it look a lot more complete. And secured the end with some hot glue as well. Then I took some more of it and wrapped it around the little stem of the leaf several times, again until I got it to look like I wanted it. It took a little bit of kind of moving it around and manipulating it, but it did end up turning out really, really cute. And then I added some candy, and there it is. So simple. I love how it looks from the top too. And then I took this pumpkin that I had actually painted to use for the wreath that I didn't end up using, and one of these decals from the dollar spot, this one says give thanks with a grateful heart, and just stuck it to the pumpkin. Again, I don't have footage of me painting the pumpkin, I apologize, but it was just a wooden pumpkin that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I just adhered that decal. And then I took some orange twine and made a little bow for it, and attached a leaf that I had left over, as well as the bow with hot glue. Then I took some neutral twine, 3 pieces of it, and braided it together to make a cute little hanger for it that would again add some more detail. And then I simply attached it with hot glue. It's very, very lightweight, so I'm not worried about it coming undone at all. And that is the completed sign. That's how it turned out, you guys. And there's the whole collection. I absolutely love how everything turned out. It is so classy. That stuff on the table? Did you see it?
Yeah.
I made that all for you.
you made it all for me.
Yeah, for your house.
Oh, sweetheart. Why did you do that?
Because I love you.
Well, I know, honey, but my goodness, that's a lot of stuff there. That's beautiful. Well, thank you. I'm kind of speechless. I noticed it and I thought, what a great, a nice display.
Yeah?
That's beautiful, Esther. Well, thank you.
Do you remember giving me that wheat stuff a long time ago? And I said I would do something with it?
Oh, my word.
So I wanted to use it in all that stuff.
Oh, it's very cute. I don't know where I'm going to put some of this.
Well, I kind of tried to make it really all neutral where you could put it anywhere.
Yeah. Well, thanks, honey.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed my harvest collection of crafts that I made, decor pieces for my mom's house as much as she did. And if you did enjoy this video, I would love it if you'd give us a thumbs up. It really helps to support us and we just really appreciate it. Also, if you could please make sure you're subscribed to our channel and that your notifications are on so you get notified every single time. I would love to hear down below what your favorite craft was that I made today. And I would also love it if you'd share this video with your friends so you guys can all get your craft on together. Don't forget to spread love today and we will see you next time. Bye.